Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we are doing another VIP brick mock set. This is supposed to be the Phoenix Hawk, at least that's what I believe it is, because I did get a couple of them and I believe I'm grabbing the correct one. So we're going to go through this. We'll get it all put together and then we'll do kind of a review. I will quickly build this and get this all put together for us. Hopefully I can do it in one shot, but we'll see how things go. Oh boy. Well, I will say one thing. There are numbers on here, so I don't have anything saying as to what number goes to what. So with any luck, maybe they're getting a little bit better and getting a little bit closer to what Lego does, where we actually have certain starting sets. You know, let's sit here and see. Okay, so I have bag 6 here, 4, there's 8. Hopefully it starts off with 1, and then we just kind of go from there. There's 7. I think what I'll do is I'll do that. 6, 3, 4, 5, bag 1. So I guess what we're going to find out here real quickly, and I might talk through a little bit of this, and then I may kind of just pause, but we'll, yeah, I don't think I'm going to luck out here. The unfortunate part, and I think I've mentioned this before, is, you know, you get a QR code, so you got to scan a QR code. I'll cover it up, but so we get a QR code, we scan it, we kind of go through everything here, and then so now I'm using my phone for the instructions, which, you know, it works, but the whole problem is sometimes it's kind of nice having that book. You know, at least with the phone, yes, I can kind of zoom in here and I can get a good idea of what I'm looking at, but there's always just that nice feel of having a book. But on the other hand, this does keep the cost a little cheaper, because all they have to do is come up with just the bricks, and the plans are already done digitally, so we go from here. So I guess what I'm going to have to do is, hopefully my cat does not, she's a little quieter this morning. I guess I'll have to pour these out. And this is the big downfall to doing the mock builds, because, you know, you end up pouring out all the parts. Now this is a smaller set. Some of the sets I've gotten here are about 1,000 pieces. So when you're looking through 1,000 pieces, it does get to be a little chaotic. But I guess we have to just kind of do with what we have. So I'll kind of pour these out. And of course, doing this on screen like this, because I'm actually working right behind the camera, you're looking pretty much right where my eyes are. So I'm looking right into the back of the into the camera here. So you know, it does make things a little bit more challenging. Of course, I'm constantly reaching out a little bit farther than I typically would, because normally I would be a little bit closer. But trying to do this so that everyone else can see what I'm doing, and exactly when I make mistakes and I flub up here a little bit here and there, you know, which happens. Sometimes I feel like I'm being rushed a little bit, so I'm trying to do a little faster speed, and I kind of pass over a couple things, and you know, you guys get to see it. It's, you know, I try to do my best, but there again, I'm not infallible. So I do make my share of mistakes while I put these together. So, hopefully we're getting a good, right here, let me get, alright, so we are almost at the feet of, you know, looking behind me so I can see where I am. Okay, so I've got a little box cutter here so I can see exactly where you guys can and cannot see, so I don't get too close, hopefully. All right, so you know, having all these different bags here, and you're able to see the vast majority of this. We'll get this going. We'll kind of work on this and kind of go from here. Okay, so we have our Phoenix Hawk together. Actually, this would not technically be a Phoenix Hawk in a way. This would just be... This is more just the Macross Roy Folker version of the Veritech fighter. In the Battletech series, I would say that this would be... And I always get them mixed up which one's got the gun built onto it and which one doesn't. It's either going to be the Wasp or the Stinger, but it does have the Phoenix Hawk head with the antenna. I do have a couple pieces left over, as you can see. So obviously I must have missed something along the line that I just did not see when I did it. So here we are. It's not a lot of pieces, but it is a little bit of something, and as I get my... I think she likes it when I'm talking. All right. So looking at this, we do have some fairly nice joints here. I do like the ball joints here. The feet are pretty good. Trying to get it, that works all right. Opening and closing. I think that gives us some extra posability. We have the hips and all that, again, with the ball joint, and that works really well. Now, the parts I'm not the fondest of. Maybe it's just how these are. Maybe it's a little not really the best quality control. Yes, you silly girl, you. Just like yesterday. All right. So, some of these pieces right here don't have the best fit. I don't know why, but they just don't have the best fit. And then I'm not really fond of how we have these arms. I think if we would have done the ball joint to connect those, I'd be a little happier. We do have some nice swivel joints here, which is wonderful. I'm not going to say it's not. It's just I really wish we had a little bit more of the ball joint here. And as far as covering this up, I think we could have maybe done a little bit better with a couple extra pieces here. I might be able to do a little bit better on that. I'm not going to say I'm the best, and I might try and redo this so it's the ball joint instead of being these. These do work nice in a lot of regards because they do click, so they stay in place. The only thing is I don't have anything on the outside really holding this all together. So that's where my complaint comes in. It does stand pretty good. Because of the wings in the back, I've got it leaning forward a little bit more, or at least I'm trying to. Trying to lean it forward a little more, so that way it works a little bit better in that regard. Not a bad thing. I was kind of hoping I'd be able to get a figure in here, but we are not able to. So we'll just have to kind of work with it, look at it in that regard. Oops. And what I need to do is I need to give this up a little bit more. There we go. I'm sorry. All right. So again, we have the antenna up here, which works really kind of nice, especially when I don't have a cat that's trying to maul me for affection here this morning. I really wish we had a little bit better arm, shoulder pieces, and with the extra pieces, I might be able to work that up a little bit here. The cannon, so going at a fast speed, you probably didn't see it very well. This does not want to fit in here. It's almost like it's a slightly different size, so I can't get that to sit in there, but this is supposed to sit right here. So just kind of keep that in mind. Just having a little bit of an issue there. But all in all, a very nice looking figure. It looks wonderful with the joints and all that. It works pretty good. Like I said, I'm not happy with this piece right here. But I think we could maybe change that out, because if we have this, I can maybe swap that around, and maybe with my extra pieces here from whatever I did not do correctly, I could maybe work up a little bit better shoulder armor here. Seeing that this is non-transformable, it's not that bad of a deal. Flip this around a little bit more. We do get to see the jetpack and everything else, as this would be flipped up, and it would actually flip down. The wings would go out. The wings I thought would be a little bit bigger, stick out a little bit more, but they don't. That's, it's not a bad thing. The build was pretty good for the most part. I don't really have too much of an issue. Trying to get the cannon together was a little bit of a trick. Sit, stay. Okay. Only because we have a piece of Lego piping in there, and it's not the harder plastic, it's a softer plastic, so it bends a little bit more. And I did have one piece here at the end that didn't want to really sit and flow onto that very well. So as far as that goes, a little off there, but not bad. I mean, you just kind of learn, all right, well, these pieces want to sit a little bit better. I'll keep this one towards the end. And then I was fine ever since that point. I'll have to figure out how to get the rifle on here, or I might just change it up, and I'd like to do it where the rifle is just stuck onto the arm. Instead of having the arm, we're going to do it that way, mainly because we don't see that variant very often. Now, Macross and Robotech did not do that. Battletech did. So it's the one version that Battletech had that was not in Robotech, where it was built into the arm. But that's a kind of like the non-transformable. We just sacrifice an arm or a hand actuator for just having the rifle barrel. Not a major deal. So, as I have a cat climbing on the back of my chair. All right. But with that, it is a very nice looking build. Wonderful to have it here. And we'll just kind of go from there. Now, one of the things I do have to do in a future video is we will have to get some of the other walkers as well, like the ATSTs, the flea, and that, so you can see the size difference between them, and we can kind of go from there. So, with that being said, me and Indy are going to say goodbye to you. We hope you have a wonderful day. Hope you're doing well. And we'll see you in the next video. Say bye, kitten. Say bye.